I'm joined now by musician and artist Max Wells. Max, thank you so much for being here. I was telling you, I did a deep dive last night on all your stuff, so I'm excited to chat. When did you first start identifying as an artist?
Well, first of all, I appreciate you for having me. I'm grateful to be here just to be able
you.
to talk about it in general.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I feel like the cliche answer is everyone's always been an artist, you know? But I would say in high school, I started actually experimenting with like making music and just expressing myself. And then towards the end of high school, I was actually, I guess the word is like starting to chase something, you know? Like I realized there was something there. It was more than just like having fun in my bedroom and writing poems and stuff like that, you know? So I would say, you know, towards the end of high school is when I really started to dive into it and kind of put all my energy into creating art and just expressing myself.
So when you were writing poetry and writing songs, did it come easily to you? When I think about sitting down to write a song, nothing. It's like I am not inspired in any way. I feel like I have plenty to say, but it just doesn't come out that way. So was it easy for you?
That's a good question. I feel like in a way it was. Like it felt like a flow, you know, because I just remember being young and kind of hearing songs and then making my own like adjustments to the song, you know, like as I listened to it. So that was something that just naturally kind of happened. So once I started getting into actually writing it down and kind of collecting my thoughts, it did kind of just feel like a flow, you know? Now I'm not gonna say that writing a song is easy or anything like that, but that was one thing that kind of led me to even taking this path in general, was because it just felt natural to me. You know?
Okay, so which comes first for you? Do you write lyrics first or music, or does it vary?
It varies. It just depends on what the energy is. When I first started, I had notebooks and notebooks of lyrics. Like it was just only lyrics, and then I would get sent beats, or I would be with a producer or something like that and kind of just match things up. But now it's different, because now, you know, talk about the flow of everything. Now I'm able to kind of get into a little bit more of a comfortable flow. So if I hear music or I'm making something that is inspiring me, like sonically, the words kind of just come. You know, like a lot of times now I'm not writing lyrics the same way. It's kind of just as I go. I'm kind of like recording a couple ideas right now, and then it's like I may stop it, think of a couple things, and then kind of keep going. So it kind of just happens. It's kind of simultaneously now.
That's insane.
It feels insane to say it out loud, you know? Like when I'm doing it, it just, again, it's like the flow state, you know? But
So, but I feel like getting into the flow state is, it's not, that's a lot of work. Does it feel that way? Or are you able to kind of get into that rhythm and that space easily?
I feel like it's not hard to get into, but the circumstances have to be right, you know? So I just became a dad a little bit over a year ago. She's a year and a half now. So
congratulations.
Thank you. But what that has changed a lot is it's changed my approach on when I have the time to lock in directly to get in that flow state. You know, it's like at the very beginning too, it was really difficult because I record everything at my house, like in my home studio. But if I hear the baby crying, it's, you know, I can still work and I can still get myself done, but it was really hard for me to be able to like really just zone in, because I also have ADD too. So, you know, the noises and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, just kind of answer the question, it's not hard, it has to be right. The energy has to be there. I have to really be feeling it, you know?
So I was going to ask you about your daughter. I watched a quick Instagram video of the two of you together. She's precious.
Oh, thank you.
How has becoming a dad changed, aside from the having to change your schedule and the way you're able to work, how has it changed just you as an artist?
In so many ways.
Like, it changes everything, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like I literally just lit up once you said that, because it has taught me to slow down and like take a second just in general. And when it comes to my art and expressing myself, that has been something that has made me feel like all over the place in so many ways, you know? So it has just taught me to take like every moment for granted, you know, because now it's like, you know, she's walking around and stuff and trying to talk. So it's really crazy to see like the growth of something that is looking up to me the way that, you know, my daughter does. So it's like, the reason I got into making music and why I wanted to make it my career and why I wanted to just lock in on that was because I felt like I didn't fit in to anything else quite how I did, like as naturally as I did with music, right? So there had been so much time that I had put specifically into just making music. I had cut off friends, I had not talked to family in all this time. Like I had only focused on what I wanted to achieve. But then my daughter came, and it was like the split moment that I was like, this is the first time in over a decade that I have felt like the stress go away, or like the pressure off my back, you know? So now it's just complete freedom. I guess that's the way to put it.
It changes your identity. So now
really
instead
does.
of the Max the musician and that's everything, now you're a dad too. And so I get that. But you don't know until that happens.
You don't, yeah.
In terms of lyrics and messaging and social commentary, is it important to you to relay? I already know just for having listened to your stuff, but is it important to you to relay those thoughts through your music?
Definitely. I feel like, that was what I felt like it gave me the opportunity to have a chance to even do this as a job or as a career, you know, because when you listen to music nowadays without modernizing things too much, there's a lot of the same stuff, and I think that that's going to happen with anything as time goes on. You know, it's inspiration is going to be depleted in a way. But for me, like the things that stuck with me the most were things with like a good message or things that were just kind of positive. And I think, again, what was natural for me was to just take the things that my parents taught me, take the things that I have developed and my perspectives that I've developed through life, and try to put them into words, you know, the best I can, you know? So it's, in a way, it kind of, that's kind of always been the goal, and again, something just kind of came naturally, you know, with my perspective.
Okay, so you are a musician, but also an artist in general. You want to express yourself in all kinds of ways. So how are you making the world a more beautiful place?
I think, well, the thing I say has been, since I started making music, is change the world. Like that's just been it. And there was a time where I took a little bit of time away from that saying because I felt this pressure of like, you know, the world's gone through a lot of change and even turmoil in the past, I mean forever, but especially the past like 5-10 years, you know? So it felt like there was a lot of pressure being like, well, how are we gonna change the world? Can the world even be changed? So I kind of stopped saying it for a little bit. And I think at the end of the day, kind of coming back to becoming a dad, I realized the power of our words that we say. So, you know, I kind of reduced it back to being like, if you can change one moment, if you can change someone else's one moment, you can do, you know, smile at someone who may have been crying or something, or, you know, just anything like that. If you're able to change one little thing, there's going to be the ripple effect, and it's going to continue and continue and you know, keep going and everything.
So if you weren't an artist, what do you think you would be?
So I've been thinking about this a lot, actually, because when I go back to like thinking of what I wanted to be in high school, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Ever since this one motivational speaker came to like our auditorium, I was like, that's what I want to do. And I don't know if it's because of the perspective that my mom and my dad gave me and just like how I felt like I walked through life with like an optimistic lens. I don't know if that's why, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't say I'm shy, but I'm not really the type to be sitting on a stage like motivating people, you know?
You're too self-aware.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm thinking about it too much, but I don't know. I probably would be just doing some kind of philanthropy, you know, like, I think I said that word right?
Yeah, you did.
I would just be doing something to help out, you know, like, because.
And I get that. I love that that's your answer because I see that in your art. And so to know that you have married those two things, the philanthropy, the motivational speaking, all of that, I see that coming together on your platforms, and that's really cool. So I hope you feel good about that. I know when you get in your own head, it's tough, but What is the best part of what you do?
Like I remember the first time like realizing that I can make a song and you don't have to go to a studio. And to see what I've been able to do like off of this thing that was just fun
Yeah.
is so crazy. Like I have to think about it every single day, you know? And that's just for the personal side of it. Now the other side is the fact that I can take those feelings, I can take everything that, you know, I have internally for me, I can put it in the form of something for others to then be able to resonate with it, connect with it, tie memories to it. Like there's literally no words for that,
Yeah.
you know? And just again, when it comes to making the change or changing the world, like music and just art is a form of therapy in so many different ways. So just being able to be a part of people's moments and, you know, hopefully for the better, you know, that I would say that that's the best part, like by far.
I love your messaging and your self-awareness and your music.
Thank you.
I am so glad to have met you and really hope that you continue doing what you're doing because it's a bright spot in the world that we certainly need.
So
Well,
thank you for all of that, and thanks for taking the time to sit down with me.
Of course, thanks for having me. This was good, good conversation. I'm glad we did it.
Arts in Focus on PBS Fort Wayne is funded in part by